Welcome back to... Now you hush, I'm talking here. Welcome back to Let's Play Stasis, land of I Can No Longer Run. Slightly annoying and slow. But now that we're out of the area where the strange voice over the intercoms is trying to speak over me, we can continue. That door is still locked. There's nothing that way. Maybe the elevator. I poked in there once already. I may as well try it again. And if not... Nope, that did a thing. Why is everything shaking so badly?
A biological quarantine has been initiated.
That could be a good thing or...
Level 2. Kitchen knife and snowflake are off limits.
This is where we store the snowflakes and kitchen knives, apparently.
Level 3. Hydroponics is off limits.
I don't think the fungus is going to let us past hydroponics.
Perfect.
Where are you, John? Without the PDT, I can't track shit.
Hydroponics. Or what's left of hydroponics. The shaft's covered in growth. I'm not going anywhere.
Wait, let me check the blueprints. Yes, hydroponics has a service elevator.
Affirmative.
Sure it does.
Keep me in the loop.
Keep you in the loop, in the loop, in the loopity-loop. There's a body. Doorways, bright lighting, entrance to another laboratory, laboratory. I'm going this way. There's blood in the elevator. Oh!
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
It's some sort of insect.
Keep your distance.
It's tied up. Doesn't look like it can get loose.
Tied up? How big is it?
As big as a small space ship. Possibly. What on earth? It's difficult to grasp the size and it's happy, clearly. Good to know. Difficult to grasp size and form of this insect creature. Udder-like protuberances sprout from its bulbous abdomen while its pincers stab the air. I'm assuming some form of biological experiment. Semi-organic suction cups were custom designed to harvest this creature's excretions. This receptacle stores the processed milk. Amber trickles from the tree, but most of it hardened into incredibly tough compound. Why are you happy? And how are you communicating via hologram? Do I have any items? Okay, if I'm carrying the data tag, why can't she track me? Or did it deactivate? I'm gonna assume it deactivated. Queen chamber. What is it? Healthy docile response to stimuli. Milking is normal. No activity. Healthy heightened aggression. Recommendation. Milking. No activity. No activity. Highly aggressive. 3 personnel wounded and milking. Healthy, quiet, brooding behavior. Healthy, aggressive, 1 fatality via venom pouches. I don't know what else to do. I don't think it liked that. I don't know whether I should be happy about having that. We've milked an insect. I guess we can mark that off the to-do list. Oh, let's see, I couldn't be happier. Dr. Gray took me to one side and told me I was the only person who had the "Will you quiet back there, I'm reading." The only person that had the skill and ability to take control of the nursery. He promoted me on the spot and said I was now personally responsible for the queen. The royal jelly she produces has proved to be incredibly useful. I discovered through my own analysis that not only is the jelly an essential nutrient for the insect population, but it has other amazing physical properties too. It accelerates molecular bonding in certain substances, acting as a thickener for many natural substances while also regenerating their natural properties. With some engineering, I imagine we could turn this into a true medical breakthrough. I imagine doctors in hospital wards on Earth using our bonding agent to heal wounds instantly. Perhaps finally the Tenchu name will be revered in medical history instead of reviled. Next. The Queen is a temperamental little thing, a fiery lady to be sure. Ah, but Queenie, you forget. I grew up in a family with more than one fire-breathing dragon. If I can handle my mother, I can certainly handle you. Ha! Although when she is milked, she is rather docile. I dare say she is rather attached to me. I'm sure I heard her purring at me. That's the only way I can describe it. I'm aware that she's a bug and all, but it sounded rather like approval. My parents kept hives of bees, so I've never been squeamish over insects. And I can tell the difference between aggression and favor. I'm still the only person who can get close without being bitten, and her bite can leave one heck of a mark, let me tell you. Hodgkin said he'll report his side effects upon his return from sick leave. In other news, Dr. Myrick, one of Dr. Gray's subordinates, has requested samples of the jelly for experiments with his tree resin. He thinks it might have use as an industrial adhesive. This is a little away from my original intention, but I suppose it's a start. I try so hard to be positive, to be the person whose enthusiasm never once flags nor fails, but when you start hearing rumors that appall you to your very core, I tried to shrug it off, but recently it's become harder to deny it. I've been hearing sounds from the elevator shafts, the sounds of a wailing infant, crying out in pain before suddenly being silenced. That is no rumor. Sometimes I lay awake at night, and I swear I can hear the crying of children. I can't be dreaming. I saw Ingracia to confess my fears. He gave me a prescription to help me sleep, but something in his eyes said that he knew I was hearing something real, and worse, it was something he was hearing too. More rumors. Dr. Milan is using children in his research. I have to ignore it. If it were true, Kane would remove him immediately. Surely. Even Dr. Gray appears to find it an uncomfortable subject for discussion. And this is a man who slept easily when Isaac got his left cheek torn off by the Queen. Is Dr. Gray short of staff again? Once again, I'm being forced to manage multiple projects, only this time it's an examination of acutely destructive new spore that seems to have infected a few of the pods. First observations? It's a parasitic fungus that grows faster than the common weed, and like a common weed, I feel it should be destroyed. But I know that Dr. Gray won't do it. He, like many of the other senior doctors, sees any new species as something to be exploited or weaponized. In the darkness, something stirs. I cannot say what. I'm too afraid to find out. When Ivan and Theo disappeared a month back, we assumed they'd somehow deserted. That was the official stance taken by Dr. Milan and the board, anyway. Last night's events proved there's something on board with us. Excuse me, though goodness knows where it's from. The Queen was more rambunctious than I've seen her before, and milking her was certainly more challenging than I'm used to. Edmund was assisting. We've been short on staff, and some of our volunteers are simply refusing to show for work. The Queen's environment has been disturbed a great deal, and so her violent tendencies are more pronounced. Edmund was on his way out of hydroponics when it happened. Some thing, pulled him into one of the air ducts. I didn't see much. I saw him walking toward the decontamination chamber, and the next moment his legs were kicking the air as whatever it was dragged him up and into the ceiling while he squealed like a pig. I'm resigning tomorrow. I did not sign up for mad science. I came to Kane to serve humanity and clear my family's name, not watch my crewmates be slaughtered by a species that Dr. Milan refuses to confirm or deny. If I'd only resigned when I said I would, and if only they hadn't ignored my demands to have the infernal fungus destroyed. It's growing over me now, over my skin. It's burrowing into my flesh. The insects attacked again today, and it seems to only worsen. Dr. Gray was destroyed by a swarm of them, and now he is only fertilizer for that ever-ravenous mold he was so curious about. The uninfected are making an attempt to escape. This doesn't include me. The emergency flares keep the bugs away. I told them to give me the flare to hold back the bugs so they could get away. I hope they escape soon. This fungus is making my head feel funny. I'm sure I can feel it growing through my ear canal. Yeah. And where are you? Like, where did you write this from? Milk cables. The tree has been pierced to various spots by 2 tubes. As you watch, milk travels through them and into the tree. Is there anything I can do with that amber?
I don't think that'll work.
Well, I don't think it would work either, but I'm just trying everything.
Working like that.
Yeah, and I'm not clicking the Queen because I figure that would be an instant death. Mottled abdomen, swollen egg sac, or plump milk gland, possibly all 3. I'm going to another room now. Actually, I'm going to save. know why I do that so compulsively. I mean, the game has shown that if you die, it does have...
This is ridiculous. How did it grow this world in a few months?
It does have a checkpoint system of sorts. This is an evaluation platform for specimens and samples.
These plants can naturally develop this fast.
Kane developed the technology to accelerate plant growth. Oxygen is big business.
Inserted into glass chambers. Wrestled from their upright position, the vaporization chambers are now resting idly on the floor. Another body, another door, overgrowth. Vines have covered many of this laboratory's surfaces. In some areas, the wall and floor cannot be seen behind the tangled weave. No! Yeah, finally, we have more room for Linesci Harvi strain, which I've been working on so hard. It's days like this that humanity truly proved that it crawled out of the ocean before any other. My section has been expanded. I have more staff, true, but they're drones and have little other function. Now we can expand the research potential of Project Kitchen Knife and see what else the plants can yield. Ah, so Kitchen Knife and Snowflake are project names. So many questions, so many projects. The oxygen production rate is quite unlike anything my initial predictions could have predicted. Last year it became the worst kept secret on the Groom Lake, and all of a sudden I had more interns that I could comfortably employ. Their only function is to stumble about the place and ask troublesome questions that I have little time to answer. If only our world was more like that of insects. I have plenty of workers and drones, but none of the unwavering loyalty. Bees work, and faith in their queen unquestioning and constant. That kind of loyalty is beyond price. It's also theoretical. Those interns of mine have their uses, I suppose. We always need volunteers willing to get close to the queen. Am I surrounded by incompetence? One of those imbecilic interns got too close to the queen and she showed him her affection. Quite amusing, though not to him. This means that I must attend another incident debriefing with the board, though Dr. Milan does love to test me. I see him up on the hearing bench as he grins at me in that supercilious? There's a word I'm not familiar with. Look that he has perfected over the years. I suppose that I have him to thank for my current position. It was his recommendation to the board that made them hire me in the first place. Still, I believe he has come to enjoy these little power plays. He does so like to keep me under his heel. That, my dear doctor, is only a temporary situation. Once this project is complete, the chess games that we play so often will no longer be our only battleground. Regarding the project, some of the bug eggs failed to hatch properly. I suspect this is why the queen was more aggressive than usual. There are more than enough drones to continue the collection work. Their unique chemical properties are doing wonders for the plants, although I'm running short of interns prepared to work in close proximity to them since the last incident. The worker I appreciate the most is Akiza. I was astonished to discover that she is related to the legendary Dr. Tenshu of the Eugenics Wars. I did consider mentioning it to her, but I sense she's oddly ashamed to have him as her ancestor. If it wasn't for men like him, our profession would be a hollow shell of what it is now. Then again, if it wasn't for him, genetic research wouldn't have been put back by several generations, now would it? The ethical quandaries we face as men of science. The insects are restless. They rumble in their apiaries and are more aggressive than usual. My personal deduction is that the presence of the marine thugs aboard the ship are the cause. Armed guards all over the place. I was stopped by one the other day and asked my reasons for going into hydroponics. Well, after explaining I was head of the project, I had the guard removed from his post and then the ship. This is insanity. How am I supposed to work with those thugs around? I recall complaining about the inundation of interns. If only they were still here now. Both Ivan and Theodore disappeared from their rooms last night, and I've had to speak to security about their whereabouts. They were Akiza's assistants, and now the production of the Queen's Royal Jelly has slowed exponentially. That's been a huge blow, but a rather extraordinary anomaly has appeared in our growth pods. A hitherto undiscovered strain of fungus. Its origin is something of a mystery to me. These fungal growths fascinate. At first I thought it was a common garden variety mold, but after substantial analysis performed by Akiza, it seems to harbor neuron activity. That is to say, it seems to exhibit rudimentary signs of intelligence. We've certainly created some unusual species on this deck, but the idea of a quasi-intelligent fungus growing and evolving of its own volition is exciting and frankly frightening. I've asked Akiza and the remnants of her team to cultivate it, but exhibit caution in where it is spread. 3 days later, I regret everything. I was asked by one of Dr. Milan's assistants if the fungal substance discovered growing in the bowels of the ship had anything to do with us. I lied, of course, but this is becoming alarming. Our experiments flourished at first. We may have lost more staff recently, but our experiments have been very fruitful indeed. He sounds a lot like one of those the ends justify the means type people. So we lost a few people. The result will pay for it. Confidentally, the properties of the fungus is both extraordinary and terrifying. It is the remarkable ability to take control of a living subject's central nervous system and hypothalamus, as observed in the monkey we used for testing. The monkey shrieked and thrashed in rage for the first few days after it was exposed, and then it became quiet, observant, and uncannily intelligent. It's certainly aggressive, but then again, which viruses aren't? No! We've officially lost control of the deck. Eden now truly belongs to the beasts. We've seen strange things. I watched as the fungus took control of the deck, as it spread through the staff, and much to my shame, I watched their deaths and examined their bodies. Nobody can cross the pods because the bugs are so aggressive that when Solomon went through in a rad suit, they ripped it from his body and stung him to death. It took mere moments. Still, I live in the hope that the insects will remember me, their creator, and perhaps see me as one of their own. Depends on how you treated them. Having a little bit of a Outer Limits flashback to the Sand Kings. For anybody that's watched that, there is actually a short story that spawned that. I recommend finding it and reading it. It's very, very nice and goes a bit deeper into some things. Dr. Gray, I do not wish to seem unprofessional and impolite, but I would ask that you not press me on the subject of my ancestry any further. I was nearly refused entry to medical school on the basis of my family's background, and the torment I suffered at the hands of my school peers regarding my great-great-uncle was unbearable. I am fully aware of his actions and have seen countless photographs and documents the consequences of his work. I took this position to change our world for the better, and not to be reminded of the skeletons in my family's closet. I've enjoyed our working relationship thus far, Dr. Gray, but I prefer my family history no longer be a topic of conversations. Thank you for understanding. Alikiza. Dr. Gray, I enjoyed our meal yesterday. It was refreshing to hear a man so outspoken on this ship. I appreciate your candor, which means truth, and I do agree that perhaps it's time that the board was shaken up a little. Although this is merely an observation rather than an action plan, I think the top leadership needs some new blood. I'd second you if you decided to take on the challenge yourself. Your impeccable scientific pedigree more than qualifies you. By the way, do you know where they were keeping that new cargo? Seems rather like a waste of resources. They won't even tell us where it is. Regards, Dr. E.F. Way. That is a lot of reading. And that is a locked door. And that is a wall. Run away from the wall. Oh yeah, I can run again. I just noticed that. That's very pleasant. Why do I hear buzzing? I feel like this room was a whole... Okay, what are those? Insects swarm in great clusters, their bodies luminous like fireflies, and I'm kind of afraid that they might eat me. I know I say that about a lot of things, apparently, but I've been given reason to believe the insects here are not friendly. Soft mechanical inhalation, collection tank thing.
Oxygen levels increasing.
What did I tell you? I can't move. I'm dead. Fireflies of Doom. And you called me paranoid. He was running without me clicking. I found that interesting. The Doom flies. So I cannot click that one.
Oxygen levels increasing.
I guess I'm gonna go back now. Did that change anything out here? Hardened amber tree. Tall, strangely shaped tree grows out of a housing space in the floor. Milk from the creature is being fed into the tree by a pair of tubes. I know that amber has got to be something. Hello, Queenie. Don't eat me. Don't stab me or whatever you were trying to do. Vaporizer pad? Evaluation platforms for specimens. Let's... Wait, really? That worked? Well, now what?
Nah, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it's ridiculous, but so is putting the container there and doing nothing with it. Oh, activate vaporizer. Ooh. The vaporizer perfected MKV Mark V model of the Kane Corporation Transstate Modifier. Using advanced and unique molecularization technology, the vaporizer has the ability to shift a targeted substance between gas, liquid, and solid states without any structured breakdown seen in objects shifted between states on a regular basis. The Mark V is the latest model, but it hasn't yet been rolled into mass production because of the current difficulty in vaporizer and resources aboard the Groom Lake. Recent experiments undertaken were more than satisfactory, and it passed the Kane safety and security test with no adverse effects causing harms to the user observed. It has been graded. Are you saying you liquefied a person and they had no adverse effects, or am I reading too much into that? In any case, it has been graded level 4 because of the specific nature of its technology and limited quantity of existing vaporizers. During an experiment recently carried out on the royal jelly produced by hydroponics, Dr. Gray and other observers commented on the remarkable speed at which the jelly was transformed into a gas, thus placating the insect population. Ah, I see.
Vaporizer chamber compromised.
Do it anyway.
Chamber is not attacked.
Do it anyway. Am I gonna have to go get more milk? They said it was glue. Maybe I can glue the hole shut with it. Nope. Oh, there we go. Alright, Queenie. Jelly! I will glue the pistol to the container.
This isn't gonna work. No, that's ridiculous. I think that'll just break it.
It would break you. I mean, if it can be used as an adhesive, I wouldn't recommend drinking it.
Vaporizer chamber compromised.
I need a way to fix the vaporizer chamber. Overgrown tree. Vines are winning in a slow, methodical war to bend and rip this tree from its roots in the floor below. Fan's constant spin sends a heady blend of botanical scents through the room. Okay, there's nothing within my reach. Hose, moss cover, moss cover metal wall. Moss is spread across the surface of the wall, feeding on elements of the ore. Huh.
Vaporizer chamber compromised. Chamber is not attacked.
Shove pistol in hole.
I don't think this will fit.
Shove PDA in hole. Shove glue in hole.
I think that would break.
Shove self in hole. No, that's glass. That would be a horrible idea. What do you want me to do about liquid stain? Green scum has dripped down from the ceiling, staining the wall. Metal plat. Oh. Ah. Ooh.
Maybe.
Can't I just use the glue? Well, what do I do with a metal plaque then?
Probably not a good idea. I can't see it working like that.
Use glue on metal plaque on glass. This vessel's favorite show is static.
Another locked door.
Now let's pull on it to be sure.
Kane Corporation is watching you. We care.
Telling somebody you're watching them typically does not help. Can I use the metal plaque to break some of the amber?
Maybe if it... No, that won't work.
Tree! Okay, Queenie, you do your thing. Just overgrowth, body. Yeah. Throw the metal plaque at the bugs.
No, that won't work.
Throw the milk at the bugs.
Nah, that's ridiculous.
Throw the gun.
That's just crazy.
Yes, it's crazy. What do you expect from me? I don't know what I'm doing. I know it's something to do with me fixing that glass. I had to look it up, and the result makes me very sad. Hello, Queenie. I really, really regret this. And I'm gonna save. Now we wait. We wait. Aha! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was too close.
Oh, I feel so bad. I am so sorry. Queen Spencer, hardened amber. Pierced amber. Use tree sap on plaque. I'm sorry, Queenie. She was my friend. Well, I mean, she's still my friend, I guess. But anyway, cracked glass, sap, metal plate. Activate. Activate! Now the whole deck is gonna smell like that. Ooh, did you give me a thing? What did you give me? Vaporized Queen Pheromone. What do I do? Rub it all over myself? I shouldn't ask these questions. I should not ask these questions.
It doesn't work like that.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in the oxygen generator, aren't I?
I don't think that'll work.
No? What do I do with it? I'm gonna try one thing. Nope. I thought maybe having it in my inventory was all I had to do. That is a horrible sound. That is a horrible sound indeed. In any case, I'm gonna go ahead and pause here, and I will see you next time.